Okay, so out here in the living room, I was just checking on the mice and the bunnies, and I gotta mention something real quick. As we're getting into the summer months, hi bunnies. As we're getting into the summer months, I am now. I think I mentioned it before, but I am picking up starting this week. I'm picking up Saturdays at my cooking job, which means I'm giving back. Sorry, I'm closing some of the stuff because it's kind of chilly in the house. It's been like rainy and windy all day long, so but I've had this like open for light during the day, but obviously it's dark out now. But I'm giving back. Basically, I'm swapping Tuesdays and Saturdays, and now I'm only having Mondays off again. We're back to summer, back to being 6 days a week, and it fucking sucks. It sucks hard because I only have one day off, and it's on a Monday, where around here a lot of things are just closed on Monday or close early on Monday. So it makes it difficult to really do or plan anything. Basically, what's been happening is I know there's one person that I work with who watches these videos, and if you see this, shut the hell up. On Tuesdays, I was supposed to be working at my other job, but I said that so I could have additional Tuesday off. And I did help that job. I told my boss at the other job that I was available Tuesdays if he needed my help, and I did help them out on occasion. So it wasn't a complete lie, but I did need to, from working like multiple years, 6 days a week, throughout summer and winter. Because if I wasn't working 2 days at the kitchen, I was working 5 days. I was working 5 days at my main job and one day at the kitchen, and it just is, for me personally, it's exhausting because the kitchen is very physically and socially draining because it's a lively kitchen. So there's a lot more communication there. There's a lot more calling stuff out, yelling people's names to get their food. Like I said, communicating, running back and forth, standing over a hot stove, and dealing with all that shit. So the kitchen is an exhausting place to be in, especially in the summer where it's like 109 degrees in there. And then the other job is exhausting in its own way. It's mentally exhausting because it's so boring and slow throughout the whole day, and I'm just listening to podcasts that my brain turns off. So I'm very just like, I'm comatose throughout the day, and then you get like a burst of being busy, and then that all the energy you weren't using suddenly gets used, and you're just like, whew, at the end of it. So, yeah, working 6 days a week. And I know there's people, I know I work 60 hours a day in the rain, uphill with a boner. I don't give a fuck, dude. For me, it's very tiring. I'm a good like 30 to 35 hours a week I can handle, but like anything more than that, dude, fuck you. I got other stuff to do. I do too many things at home, too many projects and too many activities and too much brain power at home to where I don't need to be putting that much time in at work. So I did, for my own mental and physical health. Physical and mental health. Let's switch. Let's switch enunciations on those. Elected to take Tuesdays off by saying I was working at the kitchen, and I still occasionally worked at the kitchen, but for the most part, I had Tuesdays off. I had Mondays and Tuesdays, and I was able to have 2 days a week off, which hurt my bank. That was on average like over $120 less, which isn't a whole lot, but it's still like $120 less every week. So that adds up. Yeah. So, and with that time, I was able to do a whole lot. And I'm again, the person who I do work with sees this. Keep it to yourself, please. I need this, and I'm going to continue to. I'm going to do this again next year because I do need those Tuesdays, especially during the winter, where it just becomes such a mind melting drag and just tearing of my fucking psyche. It's so exhausting dealing with that shit. But yeah, so but now I'm giving back my Tuesdays to my main job and taking Saturdays at the kitchen job, and Mondays will be my only day off, which means I have to cram in so many other things on. I have to cram 2 days that I've been using as a day off into one day of a day off. And that fucking sucks. But I do need to do it because I have money that I borrowed from a friend to pay off credit card debt so I wouldn't accrue interest, and I'm almost done paying him off. And if I take all the money I earn from that, I should be able to pay that off in 2 or 3 months. So by the end of summer, I'll be good. Yeah, and then all the extra money, I'm basically just taking the money that I earned from the kitchen job to pay him off. And then that'll pretty much just be bonus income. Like, not really, that money basically already does not exist. That extra $300 a month, let's say, doesn't exist to me because it goes right to him. So, I mean, sometimes I use some of it for gas or whatever have you. So I guess on average it's like 250 of that 300 goes right to him, where some of it goes to gas. Sometimes it's on food or whatever. Sometimes it's like, all right, I'll take 20 for this and get myself whatever. But so that'll just be extra money that I can actually use for regular things once that's paid off. So I know I got to do it, but I don't wanna. 6 days a week, and it's 6 days in a row too. That's the problem. Is, I guess, whichever way you look at the calendar, it's 6 days in a row. If you start your calendar on a Wednesday, then it's 6 days in a row. But it's my day off is Monday, which means you go Tuesday through Sunday of straight through, and it's also, since I work in the middle of the day, my shift starts at, well, I get there like 2:45. My shift technically starts at 3 p.m., but 3 o'clock, so it's like I got to do everything I can earlier in the day, and I've been waking up earlier to get stuff done too, and it's been nice, but it also means I'm even more drained by the time I get home, so I don't really work on much else when I get home from work. I do everything. I've been getting up at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock and doing all my stuff. So, yeah, anyways, that's kind of what's going on with that. So, the reason why I'm talking about it is, expect I'm gonna still try to do my best. Well, not my best. I'm still gonna try to maintain a fairly regular upload schedule on like my main channel, especially because I'm gonna be starting 7 Days to Die soon. Once I get done editing the Minecraft highlights, which I'm not even halfway through. I'm like a third of the way through with that right now. Once I get done with that, then I'll post the highlights, and then I'll start recording 7 Days to Die. This man's got a knife. What is happening? I kicked him. Why not stab him? Go for the stab first. Oh no, climbing chalk. This is crazy. MacGyver. Okay. Anyway, I've always heard MacGyver reference, and I knew generally kind of what he was, but I didn't know it was like a show. I thought it was a movie or something. But let's say hi to the bunnies. Hi, Domino. Hi, BB. You guys had dinner? Hi, Domino. How you doing? You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Boop, boop. Okay. I gotta get myself a snack. I had a little bit of food earlier, but not a whole lot. And you guys made all this fucking poop mess. I cleaned. She always does this thing where if the litter box gets a little too full, she'll start kicking hay and stuff out. So I cleaned up the hay. I haven't vacuumed up the poop yet because I was doing 10 other things today. So I'm going to vacuum that before I go to bed. It's fine. They'll survive. So I guess while I'm here, I'm going to show you guys working on my little craft area. I'll show you this real fast. Oh, and also the spider, I'm gonna just assume it's a she. I'm gonna claim it's a she because I want to assign it the name Matilda, which is the name I was going to give my first jumping spider. But she's in that top acorn right now. She went to bed. It's dark in there. So my crafting station, I got this mask. I did this thing here with this one, which I've done before, where I made an eyeball. I stitched some of those and I wrapped it. It's got a chain for the actual hanger, and I'm going to do something similar with this. I might not wrap it. I might use some other chains or whatever. I have my pin press right here, which is still sick. I need to make more pins, but I got these little storage containers. So I got these glass vials I need to do something with, mini glass vials I gotta do something with. I took these, put that in there from outside, and it's obviously not gonna survive, but it might look kind of cool. I wish I could like preserve it like that forever. Inside this case, I got just miscellaneous stuff. I got glow-in-the-dark like egg shapes for like fish tanks or whatever have you. Glow-in-the-dark stars. I might glue those. I got these, fake little gem stone inlet things. The little wood pieces that come with canvases that I really don't even know what these are for. Generally, I don't know what they're for. I got a couple ping pong balls, which I will use for the eyeball. I got this chain. I'm going to use this chain on that mask one. I got to figure out what I'm actually going to do with it. But got that stuff in here. I got all my stuff to make my pins. I just need to make some images. I need to scale some images down and print them and do all that. Let's see, I got a label maker here. I didn't buy most of this stuff. I either like bought it cheaper, like got that for my brother for like half the price. My mom gave me that label maker because she doesn't use it. I bought like all my paint and stuff. A lot of other stuff I've bought for different purposes and I've now repurposed. I got my easel stand right there. I got this piece of driftwood I thought was really cool on this little stand. I don't have any sandpaper, but I need to sand it down to straighten it out. But it would just be like this standing piece of driftwood. And I'm gonna I spray painted it black and white, and I might leave it something like that, or I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do a thing with these keys. It's gonna go on this canvas right here, and it's gonna be called like it's gonna be called like they're around here somewhere or whatever, which is just like always losing our keys, and those are all spare keys that I don't know what they go to, that I've accumulated, that were all collected on a big key ring. So I'm gonna go around collecting all the keys I can find and make a whole piece out of it. And I might even take old keys like this and put it on to be like, oh, this was lost forever ago kind of thing. We still don't know where it goes and whatever. So that'll be a little project. The printer is in here now because I'm the only one that uses it, and I think that's really it. But yeah, my little crafting area. Got a bunch of canvases and stuff down there I've done stuff with. I've also been... I got some cheap frames to put some of my photo prints in. So like that's a photo I took and that's in this little frame. I think it's nice. And then they'll get priced up based on, like, this is only like $1 frame, so it'll only go up like $1, $1.50. They're not expensive frames. I'm not going to charge somebody too much extra money for a frame that barely cost me anything. It's still like one of my favorite photos I took recently. Same with this little guy. So like these would be, oh, the print is $3, so it's going to cost $4 for the photo. Or actually it'll probably cost $5, I think, to pay for the photo, the lamination, and the frame, because I made and did all of those. So that's probably what we're gonna do. I don't want to put those in there. I want them to scratch up the paintings and stuff. I need to have another storage system. Whew, I'm hungry. I am very hungry. Holy shit. I just ate like, well, I guess that was 2 or 3 hours ago. Whatever. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough. Sign off. Why the fuck did I say sign off? Somebody hit me in the head with a brick.